What's going on YouTube? James Prigioni coming to you live from Jersey. It's June 15th. Gonna bring you guys along for an update. I haven't done one in about a week or so. I've been real busy, but the garden has really been taking care of itself, or the food forest. It's gotten to that next level of growth. So I know you guys can track back if you want a month. Some of you guys have even been following along since the beginning, so thanks for that. Now you guys can see, I guess, the progression of things. What happens when you plant a lot of seeds. If you can get that right system in place, it'll really do a lot of the maintenance on itself. You don't have to do much for it. Kind of have to just guide it along. No real watering or anything. Just a little stewardship to help things along. Even some things over here, like the beans and stuff, have done real well. You can tell there's just a really diverse amount of microclimates, a lot of different kinds in here. Some spots where it gets a lot of sun, some spots where I'm getting filtered sunlight, like through here, some spots where we're getting direct sunlight. Then I got some things. Here's a little bird up top there. Birds in here constantly. A lot of bees too. Bees are always at work. Working on the potatoes right now. They're loving the borages too. The grapes have gone really vigorous in growth. And microclimates like along that fence over here. That's the south side, so the sun's always hitting it. Got that little natural trellis going along the fence, which is cool. A lot of the trees are doing good. Took the fencing down along the sides because everything's big enough that the dog isn't really affecting things. He has to run around things as opposed to just going straight through things now. So I just figured I'd do a little shorter update for you guys. Show you the progression of things, just fill you guys in how a lot of the stuff is doing. The yarrow is always going crazy with beneficial insects. Such a great tree to have, great plant to have underneath your trees. Some of the apple trees from seedling are gone crazy. There's one right there. It's actually a little beneficial insect, a little ladybug hanging out on the apple tree, washing out, getting on any of those soft-bodied insects. Borage is just such a beautiful flower, but an incredible companion. Probably my favorite companion flower. Strawberries are still producing. They've been going crazy for a while. Here's a dragonfly, another great beneficial insectivore. They'll eat the soft-bodied insects and stuff, so another great thing to have in your garden. That's why it's important for us to always have a nice balance of both flowers and plants, trees, just a great balance in general, not to go anything as a monoculture, more of a whole polyculture setting and throughout the whole garden, not just in small areas, because you want these insects and all these different kinds of things to come through, and they're what's going to balance your garden. This way one insect won't get dominant over the others. It won't start taking over things. There has to be that balance. That's probably the most important thing maybe about gardening, in my opinion, is having a balance in every area and every asset of gardening. And what kind of plants you plant and your maintenance. You can't be out here all the time cleaning everything up, doing everything constantly. A tidy garden is essentially isn't a good garden. It's chaos. Tidy in nature is chaos, having perfect paths, having straight lines, always constantly coming in here and doing work and making it look like a house. That's not how it is. Nature it almost looks chaotic, but that's more of a form of order in this setting. So you really need to work on I know what I need to work on, and it's one of my most important aspects when I'm doing a garden is balance. Really just such a huge thing. Here's the hugelkultur mound, which is just going crazy as usual. Here's more of the beneficial insects right here. We've got another dragonfly. You can see him, he's kind of like perched up on this thing. It's almost like he's looking around, looking for some soft-bodied insects to go attack and work on. Here's a bee working on California poppy. So this is what I like to do here is, we've got this California poppy right here flowering. Now I've got this tomato plant right over here about to flower. I actually got some flowers down there, so the the bees and the pollinators come and they work on these flowers because they see them, they're so bright and vibrant, they just stick out. And then while they're here, they pop over, pollinate the tomatoes, pollinate the squash, and it works out for everybody. There's that big cherry tree, it's just gone wild, getting crazy big. Tomatoes and stuff I have in pots. Got a lot of stuff put in pots too. Some tomato varieties where I just kind of had a couple seeds, so I wanted to plant them in pots just so I could try to make sure that I could keep that variety separate if I wanted to save seed. Here's a mint coming back didn't even think it was going to come back, but it came back. Like I said, the strawberries are still producing, but I'm not going to go over there again. There's a lot of other stuff we have planted in pots along the fence here on that south side. The blueberries should be coming through soon. They're getting bigger. Looking good. These blueberries are big. Look at this one over here. About to be ready a couple days. Cherry trees. We've been eating cherries. It's been awesome. Only the second year we put this Mount Morenci cherry in, and it's just done crazy. It's done great. Really, the cherries are just delicious. They're just tart cherries. Nice sourness to them. But so good. Over here we got a bunch of the calendulas. Orange calendulas I just love. I love the yellow ones too, but orange ones I just love right there. Oh man, such a beautiful looking flower. Then we've got tomatoes and stuff through here. Again, the same kind of system where we have the flowers, but we have tomatoes next to them to bring the pollinators to pollinate the flowers. Then I always have something like a root crop in here, carrots and stuff. In this actual section we've got beets, as you can see. Look at this. Man, I think this is an eggplant. Man, it looks beautiful. Leaves are so soft. And this is one of the other hugelkultur mounds. Both in the second year. Both have done way better this second year than the first year. There's the raspberries back here. We've had a couple of raspberries. One of them they're just so amazing. I never had a fresh raspberry like this before. This was the first year. And we got plenty of carrots going to seed. These are biennial, so it's the second year. We're gonna have just a stupid amount of carrot seed. But that's like the way we like to do it. There's a nice view from the back. And I'll give you a view along the side too, because again, we got that fence out, which is great. Now we don't have to dance around it. And these are just self-seeded sunflowers. I didn't plant any this year. I knew they were going to be coming back. The corn patch is doing great. More calendulas and stuff. All beans in here. And look at these squash, man. Squash in this hugelkultur mound is just going berserk. Definitely the healthiest squash in the garden. And then I don't show them as much, but we've got apple trees and peach tree over there. That's a moonglow, pear, apple tree, red delicious with some apples. Center is a plum, peach tree, a cherry tree I just showed you. There's a golden delicious apple. Here's a Burbank plum. Peach behind that. 5 grafted apple tree with apples. It's getting pretty big. Another peach tree over there. Another apple tree behind that tree. Then another apple tree. Another Santa Rosa plum back there. So you can see we're really getting towards the perennial food forest system. But while we're waiting for all the trees to shade it out, we've got to get those yields from the annuals, like all these tomatoes in here. Looking mighty healthy. Bunch of flowers and stuff. More tomatoes. Borages. These broccolis are still doing good because they're getting that sun, or that filtered sun and that shade through the underneath the mulberry tree. So we got to use trees to your advantage. Like I said, work on those microclimates, realize what grows best where. So here's the kind of view from the side. Just polycultures planted densely, taking care of each other. Things are doing well. Oh man, I gotta check this calendula out. Oh man, that's a nice looking one. It's a yellow and orange mix. You can see they're all about to explode too, those deeper orange ones. Easy, this was easy guys, so easy to do. Took us about maybe 3 or 4 days maybe to plant it. Took no time to really plant it and get it all together. Didn't even take that long to put things together, but after this year all we got to do is move some of the wood chips out of the way at some spots and then plant again. You know, this is just really easy to do. I hope some people are getting a little inspired, realizing that they could easily do this. It doesn't take a lot of work, takes even less maintenance. Things really take care of themselves. And I planted things dense enough so that we'd get more of a living mulch, so I didn't even have to come through and mulch a lot of the stuff because the plants are mulching themselves. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, you know, share your comments, let me know what's going on. What do you guys think? If you have any questions, I've been busy, I've been trying to answer some of the questions. If I can't answer it, if I don't answer it, give me a little time. I'm going to go back and answer you guys. I do my best to always answer because I appreciate you guys watching and taking the time to comment. And please, if you want to give a share, you know, share the video. If you think it's inspiring, you think it'll inspire somebody else. I want to show people, not just like experienced or gardeners or whatever, but new gardeners, that there's alternatives to just planting in rows. Being out there every day, taking care of the garden. You've got to get into this balance where you take care of the garden a little bit, but it also takes care of you. You know, you don't want to be out there constantly working on it unless that's just your passion. But it's got to take care of you as well as you taking care of it. And once you can get that balance and that happy medium, it becomes a joy to garden. It's great coming out here, especially with all this food. And me and my brother set up this kind of little network for the tomatoes, little trellis. We'll see how it works out. Trying stuff different. And stuff in there, I had a little too many radishes planted, so I cut them out. So the zucchinis are looking a little light colored, the green, but I think it'll thicken up and get greener once now that they've got more light. Big peaches are getting big in there. I'll hop in there real quick, show you how big some of the peaches got, and then I'll probably call it a video. Here's some of these Asian pears, different varieties in here. Doing pretty good. It's fun because you can barely even find somewhere to walk. That's how I like it though. Purple basil. That's how I like it. I love it like that, you know. Never have too many plants. So this chard's getting big, more carrots flowering. I gotta cut this mustard green out because I like mustard greens, but if you let them seed and flower, they'll take over the garden. These things are vigorous. Some of the peaches are getting big in here. Decent amount of them. We'll see how it does. And the pomegranate tree got stepped on once, but it's still, I think it'll stay strong. It's doing good. This might have to get ripped off. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for following along. Again, if you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up, give me a share, or give me some comments, guys. Thanks for tuning in. James Prigioni's out.